What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. DMZ missions are where it's at. Specifically today we're looking at a mission called No Rushing, which is for the Legion faction in DMZ. This mission tasks you with taking a specific LMG, the Seiken MG38, with two specific attachments all the way over to the Al Malik terminal, the airport, and killing 10 enemies as well as 3 reinforcement choppers. Now, while this task does seem fairly simple, there are two things that I'm going to address in this video. First of all, the exact way that you should configure your LMG to make killing these choppers as easy as possible, because that's really the problem with this mission. And then as a second part, exactly how you should kill these choppers, or the perfect circumstance to make sure that you get the credit for the kill. So hopefully I can get you to get this done easy peasy lemon squeezy. So first things first, as mentioned, you will have to complete this mission within the terminal area. So anywhere in the area that is designated as the Al Malik terminal, aka the airport, should be fine. Most likely the easiest way for you to do this would be on the runway, since you can have long firing lines on the helicopters as they come in to drop off the enemies. Now, specifically the way that you should configure your MG38, there are two attachments which are mandatory. They have to be on the weapon, otherwise you don't get credit. The first one is the 150 round box magazine, which is in any case a good idea since you are going to need a shitload of rounds to down these choppers. And secondly, you also need the Sosky underbarrel. Now, for the 150 round magazine, I think you have to have the level of the weapon to about 15, and I believe for the underbarrel your LMG needs to be at about level 17. So you are going to have to put some levels into your LMG before you're even able to attempt this. Now, the other piece of crucial attachment that you should add to your loadout, I have a Polar Fire muzzle on here, as well as a Cronin Mini Pro, which is really not that important, and you can really put anything else on there. But I absolutely suggest that you put the 7.62 incendiary ammunition on here as well. You are able to down these helicopters by shooting them without the incendiary rounds, but it's going to take almost a complete 150 bullets hitting with all of them to actually down a chopper, where if you're using the incendiary rounds, it's going to take significantly less rounds to drop these choppers, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to accomplish the 3 kills of these reinforcement choppers that you need to do. Then on to the second part of the video, and that is how to make sure that you get the credit for the actual kills of these choppers, because unfortunately that is something that has happened to me, but I've also seen other people complain about it, and that's the fact that they kill these choppers, they blow these choppers out of the sky, and you don't get credit for it on the mission. Now, specifically me, I had to blow up 7 of these choppers until I was finally able to get the 3 credits that I needed for the mission. And I've been seeing a lot of contradictory advice online as to what exactly is the right way to kill them that necessitates in you actually getting the reward for it. Now, I've been seeing some people saying that it's only the small choppers that give you the credit and not the big ones. I've been seeing people saying that no, but you have to kill the choppers before any troops get out of them, versus, you know, you have to kill them after the troops are out of them. Either one of those giving the credit. I've also seen the fact that people say that using incendiary ammunition actually puts fire, you know, lights the chopper on fire for a little bit after the bullets hit, and if that fire, if that incendiary effect actually kills the chopper, then also you don't get credit. Now, as you can see in the footage that is running in the background right now, none of that is actually true. But on the other hand, I can't really tell you exactly what it is that procs the kills and gets this. In one of the kills, you can clearly see where I shoot the chopper and it gets damaged to the point where it's actually burning and it's going to explode. I don't put the final bullets into it, and it actually explodes by itself as it's flying away, and I get the credit for that. In another case, I actually put a shitload of bullets into a chopper before any of the troops are able to get out, and I get the credit for that. Likewise, other cases, the ones which I didn't get credit for, were similar situations to that, but just for some reason the kill didn't proc. So unfortunately, this is going to be something that you probably going to have to kill more than 3 of the choppers which the mission card wants. But I can tell you this, out of the 7 times that I blew choppers out of the sky for this mission, I used the exact loadout that I showed earlier in the video here. I used obviously the 150 rounds because you have to, I used the Sosky underbarrel because you have to, and I used incendiary rounds because I wanted to put less bullets into a chopper and get it to explode. So I can guarantee you that out of the 3 times when I did get credit, I was using that exact loadout. So even if you have to kill multiples of these choppers, at least you know your loadout's the right one. Now, 2 last pieces of advice that I want to give. Sometimes a SAM site spawns in this area. In one of the clips, you'll see where I actually ended up capturing the SAM site. What you have to be careful of there is that the SAM site will actually shoot at these choppers if they come close by, and of course that could shoot the chopper out of the sky. They're terribly inaccurate, so most of the times they miss, but sometimes they hit, and of course you're not going to create the credit for that, and you're going to waste, you know, a chopper that you could have blown out of the sky. My second piece of advice would be where you actually engage these choppers from. You'll notice in the footage that I'm using a tower that sits kind of like to the back of the runway next to one of the hangars. This is actually the tower that's right next to where the SAM site usually spawns. So you can climb up onto that, and it gives you a fairly decent sort of vantage point over the entire runway, as well as the buildings that are attached to the runway. And if choppers come and drop in, sometimes they'll come in and sort of drop off on the roof of those terminals or right next to them, and you'll be able to shoot from your position. You'll be able to hit all of that, so it'll give you a pretty good vantage point of the entire airport where these choppers reinforce, and hopefully that'll help you get the kills as well. The second thing it also does is it affords you a look of the runway to see if any players are going to come and harass you while you do this, because unfortunately that was my second biggest problem, again playing as a solo player, that the minute you start causing havoc at the airport, and because the loot is so good at the airport, this will attract other players. So keep an eye out for that. Perhaps consider running an LMG and a sniper so that you can hit enemies or guys that are trying to push you by running across the runway to you. You can knock them down and kill them with the LMG. Definitely also remember to bring yourself a munitions box, because you're gonna need some additional bullets, especially if you're hoping on killing all 3 of them in one drop. Other than that, I wish you all the luck best, and I hope you get it done. And that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know if there's anything else that isn't clear about this video, anything that I can help with this, as well as letting me know if there's any other DMZ missions that you're specifically looking for me to target. I'm trying to pick all the ones which I struggled with, or ones that I've heard people or I've seen in the comments that people have been struggling with, but it's possible that I might have already done one on the mission you're looking for, so definitely check the channel. Otherwise, go ahead and suggest it to me, and I'll be sure to add it to the list if it's not in there already. Other than that, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.